Good afternoon, everyone. It's Beth Kozik from Elegant Greetings. It's Saturday again. Wow, this was such a very quick week. And, excuse me, it is time for our catalog Copycat cards. And the first thing that we do every week is we give away the project that was created last week. So this is a really pretty card that I made from a stamp set in our new mini catalog, and it's called Reflected in Nature. And as you see, we were able to use one stamp to create the upper part of the image, and then the lower part we used a different color ink to make the reflection. So it kind of looks like the cabin and the forest are reflecting in the water in front of the cabin. So it was a really fun project to make, and we had lots of viewers last week, so I'm really grateful. Lots of thumbs up on my YouTube, so thank you for that. And let's go ahead and pick the name of who's going to get this project. All right, so our winner this time is Pam. So Pam, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate everybody watching and commenting. It really means a lot. And I certainly love those thumbs up. So if you'd like a chance at the project that I'm making today, be sure to comment so that you have an opportunity to win that. All right, so our project today is from our Celebration catalog. Celebration is our Stampin' Up's promotion where a $50 or $100 purchase earns a free product from our Celebration catalog. And there's no limits, by the way. So for example, if an order was $100, two products could be selected, two $50 products or one $100 products, and there's no limits. So it's a really great opportunity to earn some free product. So we're going to be right here on page 8 today, and this is our, excuse me, I'm fairly hoarse. Excuse me. This is the, we are using the Peaceful Deer Suite. So let me show you what that looks like. It is a bundle, which is a stamp set, so photopolymer stamp set, and there are 20. So there's an awful lot of stamps in here. And then our Deer Builder Punch is the coordinating punch that goes with this stamp set. And those are both pictured here in our mini catalog, which has all of our great holiday products in it. And that is on page 26. Okay, so it's right here. It shows all the stamps and the Deer Builder Punch. And this bundle is just $36. But the beauty of this is that Stampin' Up! Has paired that with the Peaceful Prints Designer Series paper. So there is a package of 12 by 12, 12 sheets of double-sided designer paper, which can be earned for free. So again, if we reach the $50 mark, let me show you what the paper looks like. This paper can be absolutely free. So it is really, really pretty. There's all different patterns. Everything is two-sided. So this shows all the different patterns that are included. And just a real pretty, just simple red and green and a little bit of our crumb cake color and white. So very traditional colors. But if you notice here, this is the fun part here. This particular piece of paper has this awesome check on the back, but the front side of it has the deer shapes or images which match exactly to the punch. So we can punch out the actual deer, which we're going to do on today's project. So it's really fun. All right, let's get started on what we are going to need for this project. So I'm going to keep my catalog handy here, and the project that we are making is this one right here. So it's kind of looks like it could be a tag, but I've made it into a card, so I'm going to show you how to make that. All right, I'll keep this right up front here, and again, we're using the Peaceful Deer stamp set. So I have my stamps ready and mounted already. We're going to use this tree and also the sentiment that says, wishing you a wonderful year and friendships dear, which is so cute, which coordinates with the deer, of course. And then our cardstock is real red, and this is cut to, I think 3.5, yep, 3.5 by 10. And then it's scored at 5 inches. And then we also need a few pieces of our designer paper, the Peaceful Prints paper. So these are cut to 3.5 by 4 inches. And then what I did is I cut out a few of those reindeer from the designer paper, and I'm going to show you how to punch those out with our punch. Our inks are Granny Apple Green and also Early Espresso. We need our glue dots, and we need also our black twine, which comes from our 5-pack of Baker's Twine. And then we also need this faux suede trim. This is a carryover from our last catalog, so it's like kind of a deep brown color, but it actually feels and looks like suede. And then we need a blending brush. We're going to do a little bit of blending today. And also I need my green glue. Okay, I think we have all the parts and pieces that we need. So let's begin by doing a little bit of stamping. We're actually going to stamp right on our designer paper. So that is an easy thing that we can do. And we also are going to do a little bit of blending. So I have a piece of my scrap paper ready here. So the first thing we want to do is to stamp our trees onto our designer paper. So we're using this Granny Apple Green, which is a really nice bright green color. So I'm just going to ink up my stamp. I'm just tapping, right? We never want to squish it into our stamp pad because we don't need to do that. Our stamp pads are created to be inverted while they're stored so that the surface of them stays very wet and juicy. So when we go to stamp, we just have to tap onto the surface. So I'm just putting these three separate stamps. I'm going to stagger this one a little bit here. Okay, so nice and easy. There's our trees. And then the next step is we want to do a little bit of blending. So before I put my sentiment on here, I'm going to add a little bit of color using the Early Espresso. So I'll just open up my ink pad here. And then our blending brushes, these were introduced maybe last year. So I'm just going to tap it into my ink, tap off a little bit onto my paper, my scrap paper, and then gently brush, kind of starting off of the edge and adding in a circular motion a little bit of color. And from what I can see in the catalog, it looks like they did this just to kind of add a little bit of a vintage look. So you can kind of see the variation. It's real subtle, but it does add just a little bit of interest to it here, which I really like. This is kind of a nostalgic style stamp set. I love the deer. I love the sentiments. It's cute. Really happy I bought it. Okay, so there we go. You can just see there's a little bit of variation by adding that. And then while I have my ink open, I'm going to stamp my sentiment. I need to make sure that I have this in the right direction here. And just tap, tap, tap. And then I'll place that right up here in the top corner. There we go. All right, so that looks wonderful. Close up my ink so I don't get that all over myself. All right, and then, so this part is finished. Next, let's go ahead and work on our deer. So our deer, like I mentioned, the designer paper is created so that these deer can be punched right out of the paper. All right, so what I did is I just simply cut with my scissors and cut out the one deer that I'm going to use in the punch. And because this is kind of a smaller piece of paper and it may be a little bit tough to manage getting in and out of my punch, what we can do is take a sticky note and just attach it to our piece of paper. So that creates a handle, which then enables us to easily get that image inside the punch. So I'm going to line that right up, and this punch will allow for a little bit of white space all the way around. So that looks good. It actually punches out, look how cute that is. It punches out the antlers. So if you look here, there are 2 antlers that can be punched out as well, and a little tiny dot for a red nose, so we could make a Rudolph if we wanted to, which is really cute. All right, now if you notice on the card in the catalog, these deer, there's one in this direction, which I just punched with my punch, but there's also the second deer in the opposite direction. So here it is on the designer paper. So I was wondering, well, how am I going to get that to be able to use my punch? If I put that in here, obviously that's in the wrong direction. So what I came up with, this certainly could be cut by hand with scissors because we want them to be matching. But what I came up with was an idea, and that was to take the deer that I just cut out, and I'm going to place that on the back side of my paper. Okay, and then I look through a light source. So I'm holding this up. You can't see what I'm doing, but I'm holding this right up to the light here on my desk. And I'm going to find exactly where that image is. So by looking through, this is going to line up right on the back side of the paper. All right, so what I did then is I took my pencil and I just traced around this deer. Okay, so that I'll have an outline of where I'm going to punch. Hopefully this works out okay. I wasn't quite sure how else to do it. I mean, hand cutting is certainly always an option, right? And we call it fussy cutting, so something that I do like to do. However, I thought this might work out well. So there we go. Can you see that pencil mark on there? Now this image is in the correct direction, and let's cross our fingers. Hopefully this works. Doing this for the first time here. And I'm going to line up all those pencil marks within the punch. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then when I punch it, oh, okay, well, it's a little bit off, but that's okay. The idea is there, so I might redo that then for the project before I send it out to the winner. But anyway, so that's just one way to do that. And now we have our deer that are in both directions that we need to put onto our project. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that next. These guys look like they're just flat, so I'll use a little bit of my liquid glue to put them on. And the liquid glue is great because it can get into all these little corners, the legs and the antlers and the tail. So there's the first guy. Let's put him, he's like right down here on top of the trees. And then it also would look kind of cute that way too, if we didn't have the border but just left these in the with the plaid on that side. That would look kind of cute. Oh well, next time. All right, so let's get some glue on this one. Okay, and then that one, he's gonna go over this tree like that. That looks good. All right, and then our next step is to work on our card itself. So we're gonna fold our paper in half here. And there are a couple of notches in the sample. So instead of taking scissors and just trying to like randomly cut it, I'm gonna measure. So I have my ruler and I'm gonna measure at 5/8 of an inch. I have to pull this into my view here, so hold on one second. All right, so I'm gonna put a dot here at the 5/8 mark and then do the same on this side. Sorry, my light is very, very glary, so I can't see without pulling it out of the camera for just a second here. All right, so I have 2 dots that I placed at 5/8 along the top, and then I'm going to do the same here with the side. Okay, so that dot is there, and then along this side as well. So that will just enable me to cut very straight and make those 2 triangles very even. Okay, so I have a dot here and here, here and here, and then I'll take my scissors and then just cut directly across. There we go. Okay, and then the same on this side. So that's just kind of an easy way to make sure that those two triangles look exactly the same. All right, and then our next step is that we want to take a little bit of this faux suede trim. So I think I'll take maybe 4 inches or so. I'm just going to fold that in half and then cut off on an angle so I have two points. And then I want to hold this together while I'm attaching it to my card. So a glue dot is a really great way to do that. I'm going to put that in the middle here. So right about there. That will help to hold it in place. Okay, that looks good. And then I'm going to attach this to my card. So I'm putting a glue dot right at the base. And that's going to be attached, oh, maybe about a 1/2 inch down or so, like that. Okay, and then next step will be to take some of our black twine, so maybe about 10 inches or so should do the trick here. And then I'm going to lay that twine underneath the ribbon, have it be equal in terms of the two sides, and then just tie a bow. So a little big style floppy bow here. There we go. Okay, and then I think I'm going to put one more glue dot underneath that ribbon to secure that. So I'll put that right underneath here. There we go. Okay, so there is our black twine bow. That looks good. And next we just need to put on our designer paper. So the first piece will go here, and it is skewed a little bit, so I'll put my glue along the edges here. And that will go kind of on an angle like that. And then our reindeer piece will go here. There we go, and that's a little bit crooked as well, so it kind of hangs off the edge. Isn't that adorable? Wow, that turned out so cute. I love that. So let me show you a few more samples of things that can be done with this stamp set and punch. These are swap cards. I do a lot of swapping with other demonstrators, so it's a great way to get products, to see products that are made with different ideas. So this one is really cute. Again, she cut it out with the punch and so added some snowflakes. That's a cute one. This is adorable. So there's a bunny, there's all these trees that come with the stamp set. So very simple, just one color basically, but look at what the effect is. It's very cute. This is one, this features all of that pretty designer paper and some die cuts. That's a cute one, some rhinestones. Here's another one featuring all of that designer paper cut in just 1-inch strips. So it's a really easy way to use up some scraps. Oh, and this one too, look at the antlers are on there. Isn't that adorable? And then this has a saying right on the deer. It says, "Oh, what fun." So it's right in the deer. And then here's one that I made, which will be featured in the class that I'm doing today. And I cut out the reindeer with just black paper and the punch, and I did add a little nose, so it's kind of like a Rudolph, which is really cute. So this whole suite will be featured in my September Stamp Your Way classes. So if any interest in that, then please be sure to watch for the sign up. That will be coming out in early September. So let's go back to our catalog here, and there is the catalog version, and then here is my version. So wow, what a sweet card. I really like that a lot. Super cute. So I hope you enjoyed it, everybody. Thank you for watching, and be sure to comment or thumbs up as well, so that helps me greatly on YouTube, or on Facebook. Leave your comments so that you'll have an opportunity to win this project. Okay, everybody, have a great day, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.